Hopefully this will be out on the 1st tomorrow, or maybe even today. We'll see. But yeah, a ton of stuff's been going on since last time we spoke. I didn't get in another accident, thank God. I went to Louisiana with my family. Had a good time. I went and fixed my sister's hair like I talked about. I went ahead and redid mine, but it's not going to stay like this. Went to New Orleans. My parents have some kind of like the simplest way to explain it is kind of like a timeshare with this hotel chain, I think. And we were able to stay at a really nice place in New Orleans. Our halfway point between where they are and New Orleans was Montgomery. My God, what a depressing town. Oof. Everything's closed, everything's abandoned, it's all overgrown. The hotel we stayed in was sketchy as fuck. Like, we didn't have... The first room we were put into, my sister and I, had black mold. So, fuck that. And then the second room we were put into didn't have a smoke detector, so that was fun. Oof. I mean, I don't want to complain too much because we had a place to stay, but it was pretty scuzzy. We also stopped at a Korean restaurant and found like an Asian market. That was really cool. I just stopped myself from buying 50 packets of ramen. But when we got to New Orleans, it was awesome. I had a great time. Did a lot of walking, which was fun. Especially considering it rained the entire time, so that's a thing. I did have a good time though. We spent our first night, we got something to eat, and then we decided to just walk around the city. Went to a bunch of shops, a bunch of like the little touristy type places, like here's 8,000 t-shirts and a sticker, and here's an alligator head. I wanted to buy an alligator head, but I needed to save my money for other things. So that was fun. We found a bunch of like little local places, you know, pinup store, like with pinup clothing, crystals and gems. Second day, we got up, had breakfast, went to the aquarium. It's a big one, it's a decent size. Not as big as the one we got in Atlanta, but the one in Atlanta I think is the biggest in the country. But yeah, that was fun. And third day we had to check out. But before, we didn't need to leave like early in the morning because our destination where my cousin lives was maybe 5 hours from New Orleans. Not too far. So my mom and dad went and walked around, did whatever, and my sister and I went to something called an insectarium. It's basically a bug zoo, which was cool. Except for the spider section, did not like that at all. They had an Australian huntsman spider that was like this fucking big. No, thank you. But yeah, that was fun. Best part of that was going through the like the preserved section where they've got all the different specimens that are like pinned to boards and everything. That was cool. Tons of butterflies, tons of shiny beetles. And then we went to like an indoor Japanese butterfly garden, which was really cool. They had like a good luck tortoise in the corner and a koi pond, and they had a little room, little glass room, with these huge like moths. They were this big. And then, you know, we went and screwed around in the gift shop. I got myself a bug in a bubble, if you can see that. And we got in the car and drove to my cousin's place. Camera battery died, so I had to go and recharge that, which took about an hour. That's why the lighting looks different, because it's now dark and raining. But anyway, drove to my cousin's place. Staying there was chaotic. First of all, because she is, well, she's married now. She's living with her boyfriend, husband, and they each have a kid, and then there's the two dogs, two little chihuahuas. One of them is tiny. Yeah, that was fun. Spent some time with my cousin, which was good. Met some of her friends, most of which I liked. The wedding was good. The ceremony was like less than 5 minutes long. It was, hey, we're here, you say this, you say that, good, you're married, leave, pretty much. Reception was in the same building, so that didn't take too long to set up either. It was good. And I am really happy for you. I don't know if you watch these. I know one of our cousins does. She might mention it to you, but I'm really happy for you. I really am. You deserve it. Coming back home was a relief. We stopped again in either Montgomery or Jackson, I don't remember which, halfway point, in a much nicer hotel. Then we got home the next day, and since it's only a 2-hour drive from where my parents are to here, I said, forget it, I'm going to come home early. And so I did. Oh yeah, I have Murder Hotel written down here. That's referring to the kind of scuzzy place in Montgomery, but at the same time, the room we were in New Orleans had the, you know, like the thing, it's like a loop, and it goes across a bar to keep the door in place. The wood around where that was screwed in was splintered, like someone tried to kick the door in. And then in the exact same room, there was blood all over the wall. Not all over, but just like a little bit of spray, like, down on the floor, near the wall near the floor, so that was freaky. I have no idea what happened. Maybe it was a ghost, I don't know. It is New Orleans. But yeah, thought that was worth bringing up because I wrote it down apparently. After I got home, the kittens. 2 of them have homes now. We brought Pixie, the little girl, to our old neighbors, Destiny and Nicole. Love you guys. And she took to them right away. It was the sweetest thing. Oh my goodness. Just, I am very happy that they're happy with her and she's happy with them. So that's a huge plus. And then, not the weekend that just passed, but the one before that, my old girlfriend from high school, Rain, whom I've talked about once or twice, she drove all the way down here from Maryland. Yeah, she's serious about this cat. And got socks. And again, he took to her right away. She fell in love with him. And I'm very happy that they are happy. She has taught him to fetch. He slept on her head for part of the way home. And just, she's so excited to have him. It really makes my day to see them, you know, just doing stuff together on Facebook or whatever. It's so cute. Fred was going to go to one of Shane's coworkers, but Shane and I noticed after the other 2 were rehomed that Fred is very jumpy and kind of nervous. And there was, for some reason, he was separated from his twin George for a little bit. Not long, but like enough to where he noticed. I think because I was holding him and trying to brush him or something, I don't know what. And Fred is really jumpy and nervous, and not exactly an asshole, but you know those cats that just don't want to be messed with? He was being like that, and you know, for a family that, for a guy and his girlfriend who've never had a cat before, that would not be a good cat to have. And so we decided Fred needs to stay with his brother. The 2 of them are now a package deal. It's been hard finding a home for them, but my sister-in-law may have a friend that can take them. I'm hoping that works out. And then all we'll have to worry about for the cats is getting Charlie fixed. I know we keep putting it off, but we did money. Dollar bill, yo. After the wreck, God, my bruises finally faded, my scars, my arm. Let me strip for you. I don't know if you can see it. It's completely healed up. There's this is probably going to be out of focus. There's a nasty scar right here. That's where it got torn open. And then there's a couple of deep scratches over here from where the glass got me. But beyond that, I'm fine. I freaking lived. Awesome. So, about 2 weeks after the damn wreck happened, the insurance company finally got out to the wrecker site and declared the vehicle totaled completely. I'm like, took you long enough. And then, of course, there was all the paperwork with dealing with insurance and medicine and all that. But that's taken care of. I had a third thing written down. Oh, don't know if you can tell. I got my new glasses. So that's a good thing. Let's see, number 4. Going to school. We were in New Orleans, or Louisiana. It was early morning at my cousin's place, and we all sat down, me, my sister, and my parents, and we talked about, you know, what the plan is for me to get into school, because my dad has GI Bill, and he agreed to let my sister and I split it half and half. And I used 1 semester of it at a community college in Texas, which I not exactly flunked out of, but I didn't reapply to go back for another semester because they fucked up my schedule and then we moved here. But anyway, So I burned through a semester in Texas, and I did not plan on going back to school. And so when my sister was going for her doctorate, she's in a different program now. I won't go into details. But when she was in her doctorate program, we agreed that, you know, I can take out a small loan for maybe $5,000, because the tech colleges here are not exactly cheap, but they're inexpensive. The program I was in, the cosmetology, was $5,000 start to finish, which is not bad. And so I'm like, you know, I can take a loan, it's fine, I'm an adult. Marita, you can have what's left of the GI Bill. But now that her field and program of study has changed, I was talking with my parents and her about it, and serious, if you tip over my tripod, sorry. We talked about it and we're like, well, you know, I really need to go back. I don't want to have to take out a loan. I don't want to have to borrow from my mother-in-law or do any of that stuff again. And so, anyway, we came to an agreement that I would have my share of the GI Bill back, which means that I'm going the fuck back to school. I'm really, really happy about that. I applied, I did the FAFSA, I did the GI stuff online. This tech school doesn't send out official notices of acceptance. You just get an email like, yo, classes start there, here and now. I'm like, okay. So I didn't get an official, hey, you've been accepted, but I got an email from some lady. And we met up, talked about the program. It's pretty much going to be like the cosmetology program was, but not as intense for the first semester, which is good because I need to kind of ease myself back into it. I'm still not entirely 100%, but I'm not waiting around anymore. Especially now that I have the means to go back to school. I'm fucking doing it. Anyway, I got lucky with this first semester. One of my online credits transferred from when I was there last time, so that's one less class to take. I have one online class and one in-person class. The in-person class is Monday through Thursday at like between 11:30 and 1 o'clock, which is, I usually get up around like 10 anyway, so hell yeah, that worked out. And I won't have to, you know, worry about, oh, I'm staying up too late or, you know, any of that. It's just, it's a huge relief. My God. Went to the bookstore, looked around. Supplies are expensive but reasonable. Went and got my ID done, and that was in the shop, and so I had to have Shane's mom, Marion, come and, you know, pick me up here, take me to school, do this and that. And as I was waiting in, I think it was like one of the hallways, waiting for her to text me like, hey, I'm here. I sat and I looked at the ID and I nearly cried. Because I'll make another video about exactly what happened, but basically when I was in cosmetology back in 15, you know, fall, spring, 14, 15, my mental health imploded. It was the lowest, the worst I've ever been. Like, I had the worst anxiety attack of my life while in that program. And I decided that night when it happened, I'm like, I'm not doing this. It's not worth my sanity. And so it's been a tough road to get back to where I feel like I can do anything again. But you know, I'm feeling well enough, I have the means to go back, and everybody has been really supportive, they've been really excited for me, and, you know, it's like I tell Shane, having a truck fall on you makes you want to get shit done, so I'm going back to school. Hey! What's next? Oh. If you didn't know, I don't know if I mentioned it, I'm going back to school to be a nail technician, which was covered in the cosmetology program, but this is going to be much more in-depth. It's going to be just nails, which, to be honest, toward the end was all I was really enjoying in that class. So, serious. Stop scratching my foot. Anyway, sorry, there's chaos in this house. But anyway, yeah, I decided toward the end that I really only cared for nails. I like dyeing hair, but you can't do just hair dye. You have to have all the other things with it. So I'm going back for nail tech, and as a way to kind of... It's my hobby anyway, but I think to also kind of prepare, I've been getting a lot of a lot of like supplies and stuff, and just trying them out on my own, kind of practicing, you know, not exactly getting ahead, but getting an idea of what we're going to be doing. And I've been doing pretty good at that, so that's a big plus. I haven't written anything in a long time. I haven't written since before the accident. I wonder if the two are related. It could be, because, you know, real personal drama kind of takes precedence over fictional drama. I haven't written in a while, but I have been drawing. Last time I showed you guys those figures, and it's actually turned into something. And 2. And 3. Hopefully it's clear what this is supposed to be. I got a message from my mom that my sister wasn't feeling too well, you know, just kind of down in the dumps, not wanting to get out of bed. You know how it is when you've got shit in your brain. And I was thinking to myself, you know, I should do something to kind of cheer her up. And whenever I'm feeling like crap, she draws me stuff. And so I figured, hey, I'll return the favor. So this was myself, my mom, and her as our favorite Steven Universe characters. And so I did that, and then I went on the New Orleans trip, so I couldn't work on that. I should have brought it with me, but I didn't. But while I was there in the hotels, I did do whatever this is. So that's a thing. Started this, but didn't finish it. Don't know if I will. And anyway, when I came home, I scanned the line art into, not GIMP, Paint Tool, say. And I was able to clean it up, because I don't know if you noticed on this one, the one of me, I erased the pencil lines while the ink was still wet, and it just went bleh. So I was able to clean that up with this program. And then I was able to combine the 3 figures together, which might be cheating, but fuck it, it's easier on me. And then I printed it out and did the inking. I'm going to do a better version, but this is what I came up with. So, that's also a thing. And, yeah. I'm actually really proud of that. That took a lot of time. So, that's pretty much been it. I know with the I'm sorry. A friend of mine gets really annoyed when I do that. I met up with her and did lunch about a week ago? 2 weeks ago? Catherine, when did we have lunch? Last week? I don't know. But anyway, things are going good for her too, so that's also a big good thing. Things are turning up. Things are looking up, turning out very well, and I'm happy. I'm not, wow, like I was, you know, around this time last year. I don't know what was up with me in, you know, late winter, early spring of 16. I was almost, I don't want to say manic, but just like all over the place. So that was a little unusual. I'm still feeling good. I'm just not quite as bad. I still have my bad days, but for the most part, I'm on the upswing, which is really good. Now, for July, I'm not doing anything for the 4th because Shane is working. I'm going to stay here. I'm going to get to play the game of, was that fireworks or gunshots? Yay, America. But yeah, I'll hang out here. And beyond that, there isn't really a whole lot that's going on. My sister is going to another con to sell things, which is awesome. Good for you, Miranda. And she and Mom are going to come up here about halfway through the month. And they're going to stay a few days. Mom's going to go back up. Miranda's going to stay for about a week or 2. Every year since Shane and I moved out and got our own apartment, Miranda has come and spent at least a month with us out of every summer. And so that point is coming up, and I'm excited. You know, it'll be good to have her around. But again, beyond that, where are my notes? They're no good if you can't find them. Here we go. I'm working on an Amethyst cosplay. Gonna have to get ready for school, which will encompass not only like the actual school stuff, like getting supplies and junk, but I need this house clean. I'm gonna be organizing, gonna be cleaning up, because this house is a pit, and I don't want to be, you know, going to school, coming back, and seeing a huge mess I have to take care of, because it's just gonna stress me the fuck out. Which I think was part of the reason I had such a hard time the first time I went to school here. My birthday's in August. I only bring that up because my sister might stay with us for that long, I don't know. There's a trip that we have planned with the hotel timeshare thing again. doing a hotel timeshare thing with my parents again in Charleston. I'm going to be 25. What the fuck? Where does the time go? That's going to be fun. And then beyond that, it's just getting ready for school. And that's really about it. I think I finally made it big on YouTube. Fuck it, I'm going off on a tangent. I think I finally made it on YouTube because I got my first hate comment about 2 weeks ago. Somebody had commented on the car crash video, "Your fat mouth makes you uglier and fatter than you already are, you stupid bitch," or something like that. I deleted it because I don't need to see that shit. No one wants to see that shit. And not gonna lie, it stung a little, but at the same time, it's just some random fuckhead on the internet, so I don't care. Anyway, but yeah. Like if you did, if you didn't, don't. Leave me a comment telling me why. If you want to subscribe, do all that shit, whatever. Have fun. I will see you guys next time, and bye.